I got sent the script on a Sunday morning saying that if I responded to it, David would like to meet with me the next day on the Monday. And I got to page 4 and called my manager and said, please, 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 I want to do it, I want to do it. So then David and I met the next day and had a wonderful conversation about her. And then I came back in on the Tuesday and we did some work together and played with some scenes. And then on Wednesday, she was mine. I love action movies, and there's lots of great action shoot 'em up movies. What's different about this is that David is actually a character director. Like, he's interested in telling the story about really complicated human beings who just happen to have these skills and work in a world where being that tough is required, but that's not the point. You can't live in hell and not have that affect who you are. And all of these people have different kind of coping mechanisms and are at different stages of brokenness. And they're like a toolbox, you know. They each have these skills so that they can go into any given situation and just kind of seamlessly blend in. But they're all really like damaged, sad, you know, and they cope with that with these different, like, you know, defense mechanisms, whatever that is. And then when they're faced with this experience of being hunted, their survival instincts take them to like new levels of insanity. I'm kind of in love with Lizzie. She's one of the most unlikable people I've ever been in love with, you know? Like, she's not fun to be around, but she's great, you know? She's heartbreaking. And David has just allowed her to be all of these different things. Like, she's sexy and she's sad and she's a child and she's, you know, tough as nails, and she, you know, she's like all of these, and he's just said, yeah, run with it. There's no boundaries to who this person can be. It's great. David's shooting style is so unconventional. He just cracks it wide open, and he's a writer too. So he, you know, he has final say about everything that comes out of our mouths because he's tweaking the script. But he doesn't like. He's not ceremonious about the words. So like, we'll do versions where we're on the script and then he's like, just crack it open, and he just lets the cameras roll, and a fight that's 2/8 of a page turns into like 3 hours of improv, you know? And you could never have like written out those scenes and have captured that. And everybody, the cast that he's assembled, they're all so willing to play. We trained for 2 months before we actually started shooting, and I do Taekwondo already, so I had kind of a foundation, but he put us in training with a Kempo guy who's wonderful, Richard Mesquita, and then we were also doing weapons training, and we were doing intense tactical training with an actual SWAT leader, all together as a team, learning how to breach and clear, and like getting our ego out of the room, and this idea of like what looks tough and whatever, it's like it's bullshit. Like, let's actually do it right. It's cool. Yeah, and even when we got here and started shooting, we were still doing martial arts together every day. We were like suiting up and putting gloves on and like punch each other. It was fun. It was really fun, and it built this like team, you know. Even like there'd be days where we were like, I don't want to go like kick and punch today, whatever. But then you get in there and you like do, and we'd be like sparring, and that absolutely affected our dynamic once we were, you know, acting together. I actually texted my martial arts teacher and I said, today I got to do a spinning back kick to Arnold's head. And smiley face, and he wrote back, I hope he's okay, smiley face. It was fun. Lizzie's the only girl on the team. she's a sniper, is one of her special skills, and she's also like the girl decoy. You know, she gets sent in to seduce these cartel bosses and distract them, and she's married to Sam. She has a kind of loose relationship to sexuality and relationships, and then on top of that, because she goes in and parties with these like drug lords, and I guess theoretically the idea is that you stop doing the drugs in between, but that's complicated for her. So she's got a lot of demons she's kind of fighting. I can't kind of imagine being an undercover cop and how complicated it would be, like where your loyalties are, because in order to do your job well, I think you actually have to love the people that you're betraying, or they'll smell a rat. And I think that's why this group has become more and more of an insular family, because there's fewer and fewer people they can trust and relate to, and they've betrayed so many people that the rest of the world just gets shut out. And they develop like really like rude prejudices about like laymen and people who aren't, you know, and even like within the cop world, people who aren't like DEA or aren't undercover, you know, everybody else is a schmuck.